So a lot of parents have been asking me that my 5-year-old child or 7-year-old or 8-year-old child is not interested in studies, is not writing, is not motivated to do his work, and without shouting and beating, I am not able to have my child develop an interest in studies or do the homework. What can I do? So there are a couple of things I would like to tell the parents. First is, ask yourself, at the age of 5, 6 or 7, were you really interested in your studies? Remember, when children are so young, they are interested in exploring. Their brains are developed for more unstructured activity, creative play and exploration. So at that age, they are not so much geared to do structured studies, to sit in one place and complete their homework. So it is really a challenge for them. Secondly, a 5 and 6 and 8-year-old child may not be motivated in coming first or in doing the studies. And not all children are motivated and interested in studies, and that is very normal, because some children are more interested in sports, some are interested in creative activities, some are interested in dancing, singing, etc., or cooking. So remember that do not pressurize yourself that your child should be motivated and interested and topping in the studies. Yes, but we also know that the child has to do the basic work. So the second point is that a lot of parents say my child is not able to concentrate. Now remember, if the child is not interested in studies, then the child cannot concentrate. But if that same child is able to play a game, say for 2 hours, or is able to do art for 1 hour, or is able to do dance for 2 hours, then you know that the problem is not of concentration and focus, the problem is of interest. Because many children I know are able to give 100% concentration and focus on things that they are interested in, but they are not able to sit in one place and study for even 15 minutes because they are just not interested. So here the problem is not that your child cannot concentrate and focus, the problem is the child is not interested in what the child is studying. So in this case, you can either use creative ways to make that study interesting, or you can agree with the child that the child will do certain hours of activity that he or she loves, and in turn then the child has to agree to spend some time in managing the studies that is required to pass that grade. Now this is one tip that I will tell you, which I worked with my child. It may or may not work for your child, so please remember, take it if it works for you. In my case, my son, my daughter was always quite good in studies and very sincere and everything, but my second born child, son, he was not interested so much in academics. He was very creative. He is very creative. So he would really love doing art, and he could do art for hours and hours, and he was very good in maths. So when he reached his board years, we sat with him and we understood his challenges, and we agreed with him that as long as he does well in maths and art, we will be okay if he just manages to pass in the other subjects which he doesn't want to have a career in or a future in. So in his board exams, he got 100 on 100 in maths, he got very good in art, but in physics and chemistry, he barely passed. And we had no problem with that, because we had agreed that he will spend maximum time on the area that is of interest to him, provided that he can manage the other subjects enough for him to pass. Now this worked for us. That did not dent his confidence, because while he was very good in the other areas, his confidence was very high. So by just getting passing marks in physics, chemistry, his confidence was not dented. So this is what you can also do for your children. I remember long back my yoga therapist and Dr. Nagratna had told me this, that the biggest mistakes that parents do with children is when there are some subjects that the child is weak in and some subjects that the child is strong in, most parents spend a lot of time in the weaker subjects to make the child strong. But that doesn't help, because more time you spend on the subjects that the child is weak in, the child will never become best at that. The child will only be average. But instead, if you spend a lot of time in developing the subjects that the child is really good at or interested in, the child is going to excel there. And with this level of excellence and confidence and capability, automatically these subjects which he is not good at will come to average, because the brain will balance out. So as parents, try to identify what your child is really good at and encourage your child to excel there or become very good in that. And automatically these other subjects also your child will be able to manage. This has worked for us. Try it out if it works for you. And the third and the most important point also I would like to say is that Not all children can be excellent in something, okay? Some children are average. Remember that all the parents have this desire that my child should be a great extroverted person, should be on stage and give elocutions and talk in public, or my child should be first in any one subject. If my child is not good in studies, my child should at least be good in sport or in art. This also I feel is quite unfair, because there are many children who are average. How many of us as parents are okay to accept our child to be average? If we have a leader, we also need followers. If we have a number 1, we also need number 2 to number 50, right? And there is nothing wrong if your child is okay to be at number 20 or 25, provided he or she is content, provided he or she is confident, and he or she is okay with it. So remember, being average and being content is not a crime. It is a gift that children are born with. But sometimes as parents, because of our expectations, we are putting a lot of pressure. So if your child is average and not excelling in anything, also it is okay. Encourage your child to do things that he or she enjoys, and who knows, someday your child will grow up and something will motivate your child and your child will excel. So I hope that this helps you.